Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. Hate less, read comics. It's Blake's Buzz Live.
Buzz, buzz, babies.
Hey, buzz babies. It's your boy Blake. It is Thursday, one step closer to Friday. Always a good sign when it's one step closer to Friday. That's actually based my week on that. Monday is 4 steps closer to Friday. Tuesday, you get it. You guys can count. I don't have to go all the way through it. I am so stoked to have you guys on tonight, and I got a really cool guest tonight. We're sponsored, baby. We're real. We've been real, but we're more real. We're more professional. There's awesome stuff going on. I'm actually so excited. I forgot to play this little video that we talked about playing after the intro. So before I bring my guest in, I just want to give you a little tasty treat, a little bite-sized, yummy, delicious little morsel about some of the things that you can expect to come from this sponsorship with Metal Ninja Studios, what it's going to mean for Blake's Buzz, what it's going to mean for production, for you guys and everything. So without further ado, sit back and enjoy this quick 20-second show. That was professional and crisp and glorious. And let me bring in the madman behind the design, behind the new logo, he's not just behind Metal Ninja Studios. He puts the metal and the ninja in the studio. We saw that when he did the crazy challenge for the charity campaign we're running. Mr. Joel Rodriguez, letterer extraordinaire, is in the house. What's up, baby? How are you doing?
Hey, Blake, I am doing fantastic, and I just love your intros. I mean, that's why this sponsorship is happening, because whenever you introduce me, it gets better and better.
You would be shocked how many times when I do these and when I used to do like just the podcast and not the videos, like I start like real high energy and stuff and introduce and try and like do the max hype and people have told me like, can you like make my outgoing voicemail? Can you just make like can you make little recordings that I can play when I'm having a bad day? And just like, so I can just listen to you talk about how awesome I am. David Hazan said one of the best parts about my show is he's like, sometimes you just got to let Blake scream in your ear about how amazing your comic is when you forget. And, but no, I love comics. I get excited and I love doing these shows. I love going live. It's, when that mic goes hot, so do I. Like, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joel. Joel used to work for Scout, and he has branched off in his own direction. CEO of Metal Ninja Studios, letters so many books, Ringo nominated letterer, and a well-deserved. I think he should have won, but that's just me. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know, but he does a great job lettering a lot of books, and his team and himself does a great job with like book design, Kickstarter layout design. It's a very cool organization that he runs. It's, everybody always tells me they're like, Blake has so much love for indie comics, and like Joel does too. Joel has so much love for this industry, for indie comics. He believes in crowdfunding. He believes in from the smallest creator to bigger bigger publishers that do a bunch of big stuff like Merc Publishing and things like that. And unlike me, he put a lot of money where his beliefs are. He took a big risk on starting this company, branching out, hiring employees and stuff, and he does all that because he loves comics. He's got a great eye for good comics. And, like if you guys go to the website, metalninjastudios.com, there's an awesome page that you can see all the crowdfunding work that we've done and all sorts of stuff. So it's a match made in heaven, I think, this new sponsorship, because we both it's a very organic way to bring in clients and creators. You're going to keep getting these interviews. You're going to keep getting me talking, being weird in the mic. That's not going anywhere. That's not changing, right? We're going to get some new graphics, some cool videos. You can see on the screen we got the new logo rolling. probably be prepared for a new t-shirt soon. I feel like that's the next step, right? I gotta update. You know, I got lucky and sold a lot of those Love More Hate Less Read comic shirts, and now I got to get this glorious new logo out there in the world so that people can wear me to cons and show me off and all that good stuff, right? It's always a good thing. But I'm just so stoked. And when Joel started showing me when he was messing around with the logo, because I wasn't ready at first to say goodbye to the bee and the thought balloon, right? Like that, you know, there was some pride there, right? Like I made some, you know, when people come to you and go, who made your logo? And you go, oh, I watched a YouTube video and did it in Canva. You know, it made me feel good, right? I just never thought like people would be like, oh yeah, who did? I want to talk to your logo guy. And then, but what sucks is that was like a fluke, because if someone came to me and wanted me to design a logo for them, like I feel like I'd be fired quickly, you know. But you know, it's when Joel started showing me these things, I fell in love with the font, and like I've told people, like the font, it's kind of weird shaped and goofy like I am, right? And it's just very me. It's very Joel just got it and figured it out. And then of course we used the bee that Ignacio drew, and he's an amazing artist, and everything just kind of came together. And you know, now it's happening. It's official. Like Blake's Buzz is sponsored by Metal Ninja Studios. I'm never going to get tired of saying that. I just sound important. I sound important now.
keep saying it. All
right? Yeah.
Joel's like, presented by Metal Ninja Studios. I love it.
Really hit that Metal Ninja. Blake's Buzz by Metal Ninja Studios.
hey, however you want to say it, I'm not going to argue.
we got some people in the chat. Let's say hi. We got Mr. J. Michael Miller. What's up? Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. We got what's up, Angel? Thanks for tuning in. From Australia, Mr. Ronan. You're a day ahead of everybody. I always forget you're a time traveler because you're across the planet. I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much. And they're commenting after that short video. Yeah, that. When I saw that video, I was just like, holy shit. Like it just looked so cool. I was so, like, it just like, it's so crisp, and I love the sound. I love like the echoing, like the katana blade ring that just kind of like echoes out into the void and spreads that. It's like fierce but welcoming and exciting. It's very cool. So yeah, that's what we're hoping to do more of. You know, make the stream look make it look a little prettier, a little more, you know, a little more presentable, a little more professional. You know, plus with my hot skills on the mic, like we nothing's gonna stop us now.
I think step one is we got to get you a Metal Ninja Studios hat.
I would love a Metal Ninja Studios hat. I would definitely wear that. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's so good. Joel has like he knows the sauce. He brings the sauce to the kitchen. Doesn't burn anything down. Well, I mean, maybe he does in a good way.
I have burnt plenty of stuff down. Don't kid yourself. Like I have spent years practicing this stuff, and that's how I got here. Plenty of mistakes, plenty of fires.
Yeah, one of the cool things about working with Joel is, and I've talked about this online already, is we all have Skillshare access now. So we are actually getting to train ourselves, and Joel's not telling us what to learn. Like he's like, what are you guys passionate about? What do you want to learn about? And he's given us the means to educate ourselves. And I'm taking a course right now because I do a lot of my designing in Canva, because I call Canva Photoshop for stupid people, because I just can't. Photoshop is just hard, and it's a lot. But there's a lot Canva can do that even after using it for over a year now, it's, you know, I'm learning new stuff in this Canva course. And it's got marketing courses, it's got social media manager course, it's photography courses, video editing course. It's a absolute, almost overwhelming wealth of knowledge that we all just get to tinker around with and do, like, you know, lessons every day. And it's so cool. And like I said, there's one of the great things about working for Joel, about this new relationship with Blake's Buzz and Metal Ninja Studios, is just that mentality is and Joel can attest to this, because he's told me this several times, you know, 1% better every day, right? Or, you know, it's as long as, you know, there's nothing wrong with baby steps. Baby steps to greatness is still a step to greatness. I think so many people get caught up in that, especially in the indie comic scene, where people struggle to get seen and be heard, and some Kickstarters don't fund as fast as you want, and things like that, and it's just like you can't focus on that. You just got to focus with what you're in control of. And unfortunately, we're not in control of other people's wallets. Sure would be nice, a lot of times, but that's some of those things are just out of our control. But what we can do is make ourselves better. And doing that, other people will notice, right? That, we learn to make better promo art. We learn every episode I get more comfortable. I used to be real conservative and stuff on them. I was like scared to be myself because I was like, I got to be cool. And then I realized, like, by not being cool, I was cooler, if that makes sense, but it's just, getting comfortable
It's
with yourself. Authenticity. There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's one of the things I love about Joel. And he does the same with his clients. Like he pushes his clients to better themselves. And that's one of the whole things Metal Ninja Studios is about. Is we're here to help, help your life easy, make your life a little easier on the creative end, but also, to make your life better, to make you a better creator, to get you more comfortable in the shoes as a creator, right? To wear that hat and wear it well, and wear it with pride, and I think that's, one of the reasons why Joel's done so well at all this, is because he does care about his clients, and he cares about his clients' products in a way that goes way beyond like the monetary aspect.
Well, can I take a second to talk about the values of Metal Ninja Studios? Because
you sure can.
A lot of that translates into why I believe in this partnership with Blake's Buzz. So Metal Ninja Studios, Blake, you've heard this plenty. I won't shut up about it. We run the studio on 3 basic values. The first one is quality over quantity. A lot of people in this industry, just because of the nature of the industry, it's you try and pump out as much work as you possibly can. And everyone makes page rates. Like, when you're trying to pay bills on page rates, naturally, you have to push out as much as you can. But unfortunately, a lot of that ends up hurting the quality. So hands down, Metal Ninja Studios, quality above all. I tell all of the designers, I tell Blake, I would much rather put out less stuff and have it be fucking gorgeous versus just crank out as much work as we possibly can. Because then, like you said, we're able to put much more of an emphasis on our clients' work and make those clients feel like they are the only client that we have. Because that quality is what's important in comics. That's what draws people in, and that's what makes us proud of the work that we do. And then on the education piece, it's 1% better every day. Like you said, I mean, you touched on this beautifully. It's all about falling in love with the process of improvement, because it's very easy to get stuck in routines, especially when you're trying to bust out pages as fast as you can and get as many jobs in to try and pay the bills. It's easy to fall into a routine, and once you fall into the routine, you stop growing. But in order to keep bettering the services that we're offering and bettering the quality, we have to keep growing as well. And that's what 1% better daily means. It's every single day we do a little bit to improve ourselves across the entire team. And those little tiny wins every single day will add up. And then if it takes a while for the major wins to come, it doesn't matter, because we've fallen in love with the process. We know that no matter what, we're improving. We can look back at work that we did a year or 2 years ago and pick out the things that we did wrong. And that's a good thing, because it means that in that 1 to 2 years, we've learned, we've grown, and now everything that we're doing at the present day is so much better than what we did before. Like, if I look at some of the work that I did 5 years ago, it makes me cringe, which is fantastic, because it means that obviously something's getting better, and it's just a little bit every single day. And then that also keeps you from getting overwhelmed, feeling like you need to conquer the world in a weekend.
Yeah.
And then the last one, and one that I feel is about as important as the others, if not more so, is service over sales. With us offering so many different things to so many different people, it would be super easy to come off as incredibly pushy and just trying to sell people what we think they need, when realistically, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to make dreams come true. And if your dream is I need a letterer and I need it quick, we can do that. If your dream is I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, I need someone to help me make this comic from the very beginning, we can do that too. Whatever you need, that's what we're here for. We're here to serve you. We're not here to get you to serve us. So those are the values that we follow as a company. And watching your show and hearing you talk about comics and hearing you talk to creators and how much passion you put into it, I could tell very quickly that you embodied those same characteristics and those same values without explicitly coming out and saying it, because it's just very apparent how much you love this industry and how much you love helping out the creators, whether they're new creators or up and coming or established. It's that interaction and that passion is what drew me to you and drew me to the show.
Well, that's good to hear. It's always nice. I never get tired of people telling me I'm good at what I do. That's
Oh, me neither. That's why I wanted to come on the show.
But I was kind of talking to Joel about this in the green room. I was having a conversation with a creator today who was kind of getting down about, social media not doing what he wanted and engagement being down, and how do you make a career when you can't make people pay attention to you, and it's like we kind of talked about earlier, it's a lot, there's so much that's like out of our control. And it is easy. It's easy to get down. It's easy to get disenchanted, especially in this industry, especially in indie comics, because the last year has been rough for a lot of people. A lot of publishers have had some big issues they had to come out of. And, it is hard to be positive, all the time. But when you can show that face, like, that's what we have friends and family for, right? Like when we get down, we can talk to them, but the face we put out there is what people see, and, when I used to work at a call center, that was a terrible, terrible job. And I almost like put me in I almost had like a mental breakdown, which is actually why I quit. Cause I had a panic attack and they were like, I don't care. You need to get back to work. And I was like, no, I'm like crying. I'm crying to my boss and like, I can't breathe. And you want me to like answer the phones? Like
I don't care. Get back to work.
Right. Yeah. Like, make those designs. But when I left, and it was hard, but even on rougher days that weren't that bad, but I found like, if you, just the tone of your voice, right? If I answer the phone and I'm just like, hi, this is Blake, how can I help you? Like you're setting a pace for yourself for that day. Whereas like if I even if I fake it a little bit, right? I'm like, hey, this is Blake, how can I help you? That is contagious both to the people listening to you, hearing you, seeing you, but also to yourself, right? Because like you can't, a lot of us lie to ourselves all the time, but I guess that's one of like the good lies is you can kind of lie yourself out of a bad demeanor, not full time, not forever, but for little moments at a time. And so just, sometimes putting that extra effort just to be positive, just to put a better face out there, it goes a really long way, I think. And that's what I was telling this creator, and and I also was like goosing him up, and I reminded him that, of his accomplishments, and, you have all these successful campaigns, you are doing stuff, and it's just like, just kind of be cognizant of what you put out there, because what you put out there in general, like whatever you believe, whether like religion, karma, whatever, the universe is reciprocal, and what you put out there does come back to you, and sometimes it takes a while, right? Both good and bad. A lot of people think they can be little turds all the time and get away with it. Eventually it's going to catch up with you. A lot of people sometimes
don't say that. I don't want it to.
Yeah. You're fast. At least you can run away from your problems.
Why do you think I run so much?
Right? Yeah, I know. I'm figuring it out now. But it is important, and that's one of the things that from the PR stuff that I do, and like I said, to what I see Joel and Metal Ninja Studios doing is we remind people that we do bring a personable aspect into that, and it's because we care, right? You know, we are both in a lucky position where we're able to say no if we need to. If we don't think if a real toxic person wants to give us money, like, you know, some people can't say no to that, but you know, we have been lucky so far in that we can in a sense be picky with who we work with and who we choose to promote and things like that. But you know, I just think it's important, you know, it's and especially for comic book creators where there's so much, we rely so much on social media right now, and with the social media landscape changing and all these new platforms popping up, and it's you know, it's getting stressful for people. Like a lot
I
of
have
people
no
tell me
clue
that.
about any of
Yeah,
that.
Joel doesn't. Joel, when took over at Metal Ninja Studios, I don't think the Twitter or Instagram had been touched in like a year. Like it was
4 years. 4 years. I started the Twitter and Instagram about a year into Metal Ninja Studios and then never touched them. I am horrible with social media. And once we expanded and started building out the team, I was like, all right, social media is important. I have no idea what's going on. I need to find someone who's good at this. And luckily, through some mutual connections named David Byrne, he led me to you, and here we are.
Yeah. Thank God for David Byrne. He's such
Yep,
a
you
he's
can
such a
you
good
can
guy.
blame him for everything I'm going to put you through.
Yeah. I still remember that meeting. I was like, I was so I was kind of I remember I was nervous, and then I remember both Joel and David started cursing. And I was like, "Oh fuck, thank God!" I was like, I didn't know what I was allowed to say. But then
Yeah.
after that, like it was funny, like one 4-letter word, and it was like everybody took a shot almost, right? And it was just like everybody kind of loosened up. We all just started talking, and then you know, and then their relationship kind of built organically. And Joel and I we talk a lot now too, right? Whether it's for stuff we're working on or just bouncing ideas off of each other and stuff. And it's so nice, honestly. Like as someone who's had a bunch of lame jobs, like as a, you know, I was a bouncer for many years, and it was fun, but you know, I was the guy who had to clean up the puke and got punched in the face first a lot of times, right? And I was never cool enough to be a bartender. If they were real busy, they'd let me go behind the bar and help, you know, and I got to pretend sometimes, but you know, like for years, like my
How
boss,
do you pretend at being a bartender?
well, I would make drinks and stuff, but I was never officially a bartender. And then if like
See, you say pretend being a bartender, and the first thing that comes to mind is check. Here's your water.
Yeah. No, I could pour, like I could pour, like I learned, the guy I worked with, Chad, he got voted in the big local kind of newspaper publication, Pitch Weekly. He made bartender of the year. And so I would work with these rock star bartenders, and the whole time at the bar, other than like the servers, we were usually short staffed. And so even the bartenders were like, just make Blake a bartender. Like, I want to call in sick sometimes. I want help. My boss, when my boss would get drunk and we would party, he'd be like, I could make you a great bartender. And when real life happened, it never happened. But, you know, it was just in that position, like, you know, a lot of my ideas, a lot of things I was good at. I was really good at taking fake IDs from college kids. Other bars used to send their security to me, and I would show them like IDs we pulled and stuff, and how to find fake IDs. It's like we used to nerd out on it. We would get like we had apps on our phones that helped show these fake IDs, and like and so like all these other bars like thought it was awesome. And eventually my boss said to me one night, he was like, why, just don't worry about it. And I was like, oh, what? I was like, cause guess who gets fined? The bar gets fined too, but like in Kansas City, you know, they can hit the door guy with a fee. But anyway, regardless of all that,
don't worry about it.
Yeah,
though.
just
let all the minors come in.
Let these idiot college kids come in and puke in the floor, and you can clean it later, you know,
and get billed for it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've just been and I've just had a lot of jobs that I ended up sticking with, because you get comfy too, right? And that's a dangerous place to be in too. But I came from like so many places where like I had ideas, I had a voice, and no one ever wanted to listen, and so it's so refreshing, and I'm still not quite used to it. Like when Joel asks my opinion on something, and I'm like, why? Well, like, but so it's so nice to work.
I'm
with
sorry, I
someone
wasn't
like that.
listening. Did you say something?
I saw you check out. As everybody knows, I'm terrible at keeping up with the chat. Mr. David is in the house. What's up, David? Happy to have you. Angel agrees baby steps are definitely better than no steps, because you got to do something. I love that new B too. It's amazing. Like I said, Ignacio Demeglio is a phenomenal artist. He's actually in the anthology I'm in right now, the live Cthulhu Invades Neverland campaign. He's got some art and stuff in there. From he does a short in there as well, which is something you guys should check out. Well, you'll hear me talk more about that later. But I wrote a comic book. It's only 2 pages, but I still wrote a freaking comic book. And like even after all those years in that MFA program and submitting poetry and short stories and trying to get published for forever, I'm finally published at 37 years old.
Metal Ninja Studios started because I wrote a 4-page comic story.
Nice.
That was the origin. So I don't want to hear it's only 2 pages. Like, you wrote something.
Nice.
You'd be proud of that.
So do you heard it from Joel? I'm gonna do a production studio next. No, I love working for one.
Okay. All right.
He does so much. I would crumble under the pressure. It's a lot. We got what's up, Roger? Thanks for tuning in. Atomic, yeah, good habits are hard. I love how everybody agrees with the baby steps. I like this. Fear is being caught between 2 things. Transition is a tricky feeling, but there's a fractal of your being I call the witness, who isn't afraid at all times. Wow, Jay, Jay is also a solid writer who just wrapped up a Kickstarter campaign not long ago, the Healing Blade, that funded, and a very good, very kind voice in this industry. As I mentioned, putting the good face forward. I don't think Jay has a bad face. I think he's just nice all the time, and it's always a pleasure to hear from him. What's up? You Promised Me Comics, another great indie show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Mr. Travis, look, he's so buff, it's ridiculous. I hate it. I keep telling him, man. I'm like, dude, you got to wear more clothes on the stream. You're making me look bad. Shit. Speaking of Travis is the curator of that Cthulhu Invades Neverland anthology that I'm in, and there's a reason why he's the face of the company. You can't even tell if you blush though, because of that glorious beard and complexion. You're all tan and shit. Like, you could tell this guy. He goes outside, he runs. A lot of because we talked about it. He did a Navy SEAL challenge and ran 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours straight. He did it for charity. He did it for his wife. He did it for love. Like, that shit's just so beautiful.
It sucked.
I bet it did. How many days did it take? Like, I mean, I'm sure your legs were killing you, right? Like, how many? Like, I know you took a couple days off work, but like, did you take off a couple days of like working out and stuff too?
No, I was training the next day.
Jesus Christ.
No, I was surprised. I actually didn't get sore at all. My buddy who I was running with rolled his ankle on our second run.
I remember that.
And out of 12 runs, that's a really bad time to roll your ankle. But he pushed through it, ended up getting everything completed, and he was a little bit sore the next day, but surprisingly I wasn't. I went out and did a couple 45-minute walks the next day, but then by Monday, because we finished the run on a Saturday, by Monday I was back to lifting and doing my normal workout routine again.
Wow. Are you a supplement nerd? Like, do you pre-workout protein powder and like all that crazy stuff?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got goals, so I do what I can to actually hit those goals. Back to other bar stories. When I first started at the bar, I was lifting weights a lot, and I went to the doctor a while back. I'll get real with everybody. I almost weighed 400 pounds, and it
scared me and embarrassed. Like I knew I was big, right? But I didn't know I was that big till they like put me on like the real scale. And like when they have to keep moving those sliders over, and you're just
I hate those
like,
scales.
oh my God, no, stop! It's done. And it's like, and it embarrassed me. And my buddy is a lot like you, Joel. He works out all the time. He does like MMA and stuff like that too. And we used to go to the gym every day together, and I was lifting weights a lot, and I would do cardio too. We do weights, cardio, and I lost over 50 pounds at the gym, and it was it started it got kind of expensive, right? Because I was like doing the supplements and the pre-workout, and it's like, and the gym fees and all this, and it just got like it got kind of crazy. And then I unfortunately like lost the motivation and fell off of it. But since then, like I'm diabetic, and like I've changed my diet and stuff too. So like I've lost a lot of weight, but I still wish I could get back into that, like that, because it was fun, and you feel so much better. I know, I'm sure you can. Like
you want to know a secret?
Yeah, let's get the secret.
Not really much of a secret, but now it's my time to get real. So Metal Ninja Studios, the name, the company is actually going on its 5th year. Like we were talking about before the stream, January is our 5-year anniversary. But the name was actually derived from different stages of my life. Metal, I spent a couple years in college as a guitar performance major because I love metal music.
Mm-hmm.
Ninja was because around the time the studio started, I was big into training for American Ninja Warrior, and in particular, obstacle course races. And then, which is basically Ninja Warrior plus running.
Okay.
And then the studio was representative of the studio itself. So that's where the name came from. But then I had this goal for these obstacle course races that I was running between 2017 and 2018. And I finally hit my goal, and then I fell off the wagon. At my prime back then, I was about 155 pounds. And I didn't have as much muscle, but I was lean. So I hit my goal and then completely fell off the wagon. And I said, all right, I'm going to take a week break. 1 week turned into 2, into 2 months, turned into 4 years. So about a year ago, I heard about a program called 75 Hard, which is a mental toughness program as much as it is a physical development program. And it's 75 days of doing the same tasks over and over and over. And then if you fail one of the tasks, you have to restart from day one. Ooh. So I did that, and then I went in to complete the program, which is called Live Hard, and it's basically a year-long program. I just finished it about 3 weeks ago, give or take. And it was such a life-changing program for me that's actually what this tattoo is. This is my new tattoo. It says "not the same," and the spade is the symbol of 75 Hard. And it's because I'm not the same as who I was before the program, just like I'm not the same as who I'll be tomorrow. And the whole 1% better, I actually developed that mindset during that program. When about a year ago, I was 215 pounds. Now I'm at about 165.
Wow.
So all of that, the Joel is buff, all of that, that's within 1 year.
Damn.
And it's just the same stuff that I pump into the studio of 1% better and just doing something. All of that was derived from what I learned while doing this program.
Wow. I've kind of wondered, because talking to you is very beneficial, and I'm sure people watching the show tonight will agree. You're very inspirational. You're very inspiring, and like you said, I get people excited, and you do the same. Like you get, and what you're good at doing is getting people excited about themselves too, right? And like like making it's very nice, and it's a good thing to have in your repertoire, right? Like something a lot of people don't have. There's a lot of nice people in the world. There's a lot of people that, you know, a lot of people can say a slogan, right? And it's like, okay, it goes in one ear and out the other. But like, you know, when you talk about these things, like when you, that 1% better thing every day, like that really hit home with me. And it, cause I am one of those people. I made a joke to Joel when he was telling me that. And I was like, I wish it could be like 25% better every day so I could knock the shit out in a weekend. Right. But you know, cause there's a lot, I look at other shows and bigger YouTube channels and stuff. And like when I was talking to that creator today, like I've got down on myself too. So, you know, everybody always tells me like, don't look at the metrics, but like, you're going to look at the metrics. There's no way not to look at the metrics. Like YouTube makes you, like when you go to my YouTube page, it even tells you like only 5 people watch this video. And it's like, thanks. You get like, could you just show me that? Not everybody else, but no, you know, but you know, it's easy to get discouraged and, you know, Joel, that 1% better every day thing, like really made me think about things differently. And, you know, I'm in a very fortunate position right now where this has all become my day job, you know? So it's a lot easier. If I do 4 or 5 shows a week now and cram a bunch of interviews in, cause I have a hard time saying no to people and I want to help people out, you know? And, but you know, I have time to do that now. And every show I do, I get better, you know,
I'm not keeping you busy enough. That's what I'm
hearing.
Yeah.
I need more work. But it's, you know, it did really hit home to me. Cause I think a lot of us get caught up into that, you know, there's that other saying, you know, it's like, you're enough, right? That's like a big one that people, you know, and that's like inspirational mental health deal too. But you know, it's easy to forget that. And yes, we are enough and you are enough, but if you can shoot for that 1%, if you could try something tomorrow that you didn't try today, try something new, right? It's if you're a creator, like whether it's a Kickstarter update or doing some extra shows, even because there's a lot of guys that don't like doing these shows and do them because they have to. Not hosts like me, but like, you know, creators who are trying to do the PR and press circuits and stuff, you know. And it's not everybody's David Pepose who can do like 40 shows in 30 days for a campaign. That guy's insane. I love him to death, but I like so many times I've interviewed him and he's like, you're my 3rd interview today. And I'm like, no pressure on my part, I guess. Like I'll try and make this as not terrible as I can. Cause no matter how fun and engaging you are as a host, like you do 3-4 interviews a day, like it's not going to matter. You know, you're wearing yourself out, you're stretching yourself thin, but so you don't have to go that far. Right. But just pushing yourself a little bit, trying something a little different, taking a risk, even if it's not a huge giant risk, you know, all these things over time add up to really big accomplishments and change you for the better. You right. And you learn about yourself and you learn about what you can be and you learn about what you want to be. And that's, you know, that's why I love that about Joel. Cause he reminds me about that a lot. And in the world of like, you know, of metrics and YouTubes and podcast downloads and stuff, you know, it's nice to remember that, like, you know, you don't have to be the guy who's got 10,000 subs. You don't have to get the one, you know, the 1 million views. Yeah, it'd be awesome to get that 1 million view YouTube plaque that they send you, right? It was, you know, but I mean, you have to be like really pretty or a gamer, I think, to get I don't know any comic book press that's gotten like the 1 million YouTube plaque. Like that's just not
so be the first.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
I'm not opposed.
What you're telling me there is there's an opening.
Yeah, we just haven't done it yet.
Exactly.
But you know,
you want to know a secret? Another secret?
Let's go.
I am very much an introvert, and I am very much not great at talking to people. So I actually really like what you said about me being inspiring and all of that, because as part of 1% Better, I took a course on charisma. I took a course to learn how to talk to people because I very much could not start conversations. I could not hold conversations. I could pitch stuff. Like I've made quite a few friends in this industry because of my pitch for Dust County Chronicles. But there was a running joke among the friend circle where I was like a robot because I would get into my pitch, and then if anyone would interrupt me, I would have to restart the pitch.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I wasn't fluid in the conversation. I wasn't actually present in the conversation.
Okay.
I was okay. I start, I get through it, and then I move to the next step. I was very methodical with it. And if anything interrupted that, it was atrocious. So that was the running joke in the group is, oh, Joel's restarting. And so it actually got to the point where I was like, all right, if I'm going to be talking to people, if I'm going to be working with creators, and recently with the expansion, I started doing the consultations. So by offering free consultations to the website, even if it doesn't end up leading to a booking, the consultation is literally just me spending 45 minutes talking to someone that I don't know and answering their questions. It can be about anything. I've had consultations where I'm telling people how to write a comic book script. It doesn't have to lead to a sale. It's just, okay, you have questions, sit down and let's talk. And I decided when I was going to do that, all right, I really need to learn how to do this. So as part of 1% Better, I found a course on charisma and talking to people, and I took a course. And everything, like this entire conversation, is stuff that I learn and have practiced because of that course, realizing that there's a way that I can improve and make my life better and other people's lives better. It would be selfish of me not to do that. So that's what I did. And to touch on something that you said previously is the you're enough. I like that in some aspects because there are some people who are in such a bad mental space where they need to hear that. The one thing that I very much dislike about that phrase is sometimes people use it as a crutch. Because yes, you are enough, but that doesn't mean that you have no room for improvement. Because if you can, that 1% Better is in direct opposition to you're enough as a crutch. And this is not talking about the people who are in a bad mental space and literally need to know that, because that's entirely different. Those people definitely do need to know you are enough, you're not alone, you have support out there if it's needed. But when it gets to the point where, hey, I'm enough, I don't have to do anything, that's what 1% Better is against. Because by improving yourself, whether it's taking a course on charisma, whether it's taking a course on Canva, by doing something to better yourself, you're also putting yourself in a better position to help others in the long term. So that was just a point I wanted to make.
No, I agree. And like, I wish I had that. I wish I was that cocky to be like, I am enough and we're done now. I don't think I'll ever be there. But
I almost felt like it after your introduction. I was like, what shit, I'm pretty good at this. All right, I'm done here. Bye.
I'm sold. Like, see you later, everybody. Blake did it. Yeah.
You sold me on how good I was. I like that.
But no, I agree. It does. That just that mentality of like, I don't need to learn, or and which is weird because I don't think I could ever think like this, but there are people that are like, I don't have anything to learn, you know, like I know I am the supreme authority on everything, you know, and you know, delusion is a real deal, right? And some of us are get so full of ourselves and even our own bullshit, you know, you start to believe it after a while. And that's much like, you know, always being in your comfort zone, that gets dangerous, right? Like it's nice to have that comfy chair and it's nice to feel comfortable, but you gotta push yourself and try something.
Right here is the very first book that I ever lettered. It's my first book. I started learning how to letter because I was trying to do my own book. So every once in a while when I'm feeling confident, I'll just look at my lettering from 5 years ago.
And put yourself back.
And then I remember, oh yeah, I started from there. So yeah.
Speaking of, that's a good segue into everybody needing to check out this link I'm about to show you right now, because later this month, Metal Ninja Studios will be kickstarting the new Dust County Chronicles. And if you go to this link right here, it will take you to the Kickstarter sign up page, which you should all go to. You should all sign up. Because when you sign up for these Kickstarter notifications, you get a nice little email when it goes live, lets you know when it's live. Even if you miss that for some reason and you miss the whole month-long campaign, it'll remind you at the end. It'll say, hey, remember when you signed up for this? Like, it's almost over. Very, very useful tool that Kickstarter puts in. And we are very excited about this upcoming Kickstarter. We do a lot of Kickstarters for other people and promoting Kickstarters for other people. So it's going to be nice to promote our own madness. And Joel even messaged me late the other night, and I when I saw the message pop up, I thought something was wrong, because I was like, he's not even up this late usually. And Joel was telling me, like, he was lettering the end of a story, and he was like, man, this is crazy. He's like, it's been 5 years in the making. It's just a surreal feeling. And I was like, man, that's awesome. And so, yeah, that's, keep an eye out for that. And like I said, go to that link, get signed up for it. You'll get notified. And it's a very cool series. It's spooky and fun, with some awesome art and some lettering that got progressively better, apparently, as time went by.
Very much so. Yeah. Well, the guy who lettered the first issue owns a studio now, so hopefully he got better. Otherwise, he fooled a lot of people.
He left a publisher to start his own funhouse, right? That's always a cool deal. And Joel has like a lot of big clients, right? Like Metal Ninja Studios does a lot of work for Merc Publishing. Merc Publishing does these like $50,000-$60,000 Kickstarter campaigns. I believe they got a new one launching tomorrow, I think. Yep. A very cool publisher. One of those publishers that likes to do like 1 million variants per campaign, which I always feel so bad about the team when they have to design those pages for Kickstarter, because they always do such a good job, because the graphics they make are so clear, and you know what you're buying, and you know what's on what tier. But just from when I think of like Christian setting those up, or you setting, like, I mean, that's just a lot to like organize in your mind, and then to like lay it out into like an image that's not overly cluttered and still clear and looks good on a Kickstarter page, that people see it and they're like, ooh, I want to back that. I want to give that campaign money, right? That's one of those deals that I'm interested in learning about too. Making better promo art, making, good, the capturing images, right? Where when you're doom scrolling on Twitter, like, I want people to come across one of my posts and stop, right? And be like, what is this? I got to look at it. And like I said, like, Joel has given me the means to learn how to do that as I take these courses and learn a little bit more, because you learn a lot just doing shit, right? Like that's one of the best things is to get out from under that mentality of like, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at this, so I can't, right? Like, throw that shit out the window, right? That is unhealthy. It's reductive, and it's not true. You can do almost anything. I was going to say you can do anything, but that's also not true. You can only give people so much positivity. You got to reel it in and be a little real every now and then. But you can always learn. Like, just because you got that college degree and you're not necessarily done learning, right? It's just because you read one book doesn't mean you don't have to read any more books the rest of your life, right? You can always do these little things to learn more and better yourself and get better at things. If you're already good at something, you can still get better at it, right? Like, Joel taught himself how to letter, and even in early career, he was getting gigs and doing things. But as his career went on, he got better at it, and then started his own studio, and then got a bunch of clients. And he even has some clients that will only use Joel. Like, they're like, that's great. I love that you have your studio, but you're lettering my book and no one else. And that's because he's good at his job. He's unfortunately too good at his job now. He can't pawn stuff off to some of his minions even when he wants to, right? But that's a good problem to have. And so it's, don't let yourself get overly comfortable. Like I said, you can always try something new. You can always learn. You can always you better yourself and better your skills, right? A lot of us play video games, you know, like even when you hit level 100, sometimes you still keep playing it. There's still better gear to find. I'm thinking about Diablo now and missing it.
I'm incredibly jealous because I love Diablo, but I've been so busy I haven't been able to pick up Diablo 4 yet.
I had to take a break because it was I was playing it a little too much, and then so
I intentionally haven't bought it because I've been so busy with the expansion and some of the stuff that I'm working on for the studio that I did not want the temptation. So I just intentionally didn't buy it. And then I'll look on Discord where we do a lot of our team chats, and I look and Blake's playing Diablo 4. God damn it.
There were a handful of nights where I'm playing it, and then all of a sudden it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. And then, so I'll be like, I'll play a little bit longer. And then I hop off Diablo, and then I do all my social media posts and then go to bed. And I'm like, that's not, we talked about sustainability. That's not sustainable.
Well, it's funny because I wake up at 4:30. So now I'm going to pay attention, and every morning I'm just going to send you a message. Hey, go to bed.
Go to bed. Log off. You can level up tomorrow.
Yep.
But no, I had the same worry too, because it really grabbed me for a while. But yeah, it's all. I've also learned that it's you know, when you portion it out, it's a little more fun, right? You don't get burned out as fast, like it's, you know, like, so those I ended up taking a break, you know, but yeah, I still have like I went to bed. I watched Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't realize Guardians of the Galaxy was almost 3 hours long when I started watching it at midnight last night.
Such a good movie though.
I'm fucking crying, dude. Like I am like I even tweeted about it. Like, you know, when there's a scene where Rocket sees some friends in Animal Heaven or whatever, and like,
yeah,
they call it like they got to see the sky. And I thought about like my dogs that I lost last year, you know, and I was just like, you know, it was like, oh, they got to see the sky together. But I'm like, oh God, I love this Marvel movie. I'm just like, I'm wiping my eyes, I'm smearing my glasses. I'm just like, and then my dad watched it too, and I was talking to my dad was like, I can't believe a superhero movie made me cry. Like, he was like, I was like, I know, man, it was intense. But yeah, it was great. I think
it's hands down the best one I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, it made me hyped for Secret Invasion. Kind of bummed me out. I thought it started strong, but it didn't end strong. And but yeah, it definitely was one of the best. I think might be my favorite Marvel movie. It's if it's not, it's at least tied with Winter Soldier. Like, I think Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy are like way up there, even more than like Infinity War and Endgame for me. But yeah, it was very, very intense, but just very well done. And hot damn if I'm not stoked for what Mr. Gunn's gonna do with the DC world at his fingertips. You know, like, what a way to like walk out the Marvel door and walk into the
that
DC
was a mic
universe.
drop right there,
right? Yeah.
It's like, and I'm out. Like, I definitely think that the Guardians have the most solid trilogy.
Yeah. I almost tweeted this today, but I was like, I'll piss everybody off if I do, because I love Star Wars. I love the Lord of the Rings, but like, you know, when you talk to people and the trilogy, right, is usually Star Wars. It has kind of changed into Lord of the Rings now is some people's trilogy. And I was kind of thinking of it, and I was like, you know, like Guardians of the Galaxy might be my trilogy. You know, because I appreciated Star Wars, but I watched that. My uncle showed it to me as a kid, right? Because the Star Wars for me was like the prequel trilogy, which I didn't hate, but I get why it's very hit or miss with a lot of people, right? But I didn't grow up on Star Wars like other people did, and so I saw it later. But yeah, this was just like, Guardians of the Galaxy started coming out when I was getting into comic books, and the trilogy continued as I started my Blake's Buzz journey, as I started doing press and everything, and now that third one was just so and like I said, like anybody who loves animals, that like hard pressed for you to tell me that this movie didn't touch you in one way or another. Like, if you don't like animals, like, block me on social media, you monsters. What is like, how can you not like animals? But yeah, it was really, really great. Gareth agrees. Thanks for tuning in. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was awesome. Well, John Wick, there's going to be more, right? Or there are
four of them now.
Yeah, the fourth. So it's
Yeah.
I guess it's the quadrilogy, the quadrant. I don't know.
The way that I see it, they're going to keep rolling out John Wick until they literally have to roll him out in a wheelchair.
That's kind of what I feel like too.
Yeah, they're not letting John Wick go.
Which is, the fourth was probably the least engaged I was of all of them, and I still really liked it. And so
it was still a really good movie.
Yeah, and I don't want to spoil anything for people, but I'm interested what's going to happen in the next movie. I kind of wonder if what happened in the end really happened, or if it's all a clever ruse, right? I'm interested to see that. But I love Keanu. He can do anything. Fucking Neo, he is the one. He really is.
Yeah, I mean, until they try and bring him back for a Matrix movie and he doesn't really fight anyone other than force push.
I still haven't watched the new Matrix movie because I've heard so many intense opinions on it, and I didn't want to like ruin anything for myself, but I still need to watch it.
I mean, it's not super great. They try and do a meta thing. I'm not going to spoil anything. They try and do a meta thing, and I just don't think it landed well. And you can't take John Wick and put him in an action movie without that much action.
Yeah.
And that was what they did. And that's really my biggest complaint with it.
Oh, okay. I remember like when the second and third Matrix movies came out, and they were like vampires and werewolves. What is happening? And it was just like, but I kind of liked that weird shit too. Like I was all about it. I forgot to say hi to Justin Birch. What's up, dude? I love it when comic book pros come in my chat.
Yeah.
I feel so cool when that happens.
It's like, hey, we're people.
Yeah.
We're people that other people watch.
Travis wants to remind everybody that Joel is a beast and he likes having him around in case he's threatened.
That's right. No one messes with Travis.
Yeah. Dune 1 and 2 are like, yeah, like I'm definitely now. Roger, are you talking about the new Dunes or the previous Dunes? Because I definitely enjoyed the new Dune, and I'm stoked for the new one, and I've been really stoked for all the cool stuff Boom is doing with the Dune universe, like with all these spin-offs and prequels and graphic novels they keep putting out. It's pretty cool. Comics just make everything better. I don't know if you guys knew that, but like it really does. Like if you're having a bad day, you can read a comic.
I don't even like comics. I mean, no.
Joel just likes making money and working out, ladies and gentlemen.
So funny thing, I'm religious when it comes to my morning routine. Like I have to, if I do not do my morning routine, it screws up my entire day. And I actually had to work reading a comic into my morning routine just because I went years without actually reading a comic. Because I spent so much time working on them and lettering them that I never actually took time to read. So because of that, I had no idea what was going on in the industry. I had no idea what other letterers were doing, what techniques were being used, what things were being come up with. I was completely out of it, and I was like, yeah, this can't work. So now I read one comic every day.
Nice.
And I have to, otherwise it screws up my day. So
Travis does something similar. Travis tries to read like 3 or 4 books a day. Like he tries to like make time for it. I need to, because I got real bad for a while about like buying like retail therapy, especially when we were all like hidden away, and like the mail dropping off omnibuses was like my only like escape into the outside world kind of. But I bought so many books that like I don't know when I'm gonna have time to read them. And now, like, I have clients that I have to read stuff for. I've got the stack of Dust County Chronicles on deck, reading those, getting ready for the new campaign. And
what are you talking about? You've already read them.
I read the first one. What's funny is I backed I heard about you from a while back when you were on one of Travis's creator hangouts, and Travis does that thing where he like yells at people until like 2 or 3 people back you, and on his live shows. And like, and so I picked it up. I picked up Nightfall, Nightfall 1 and 2 digitally. And but I'm so bad. Even physical Kickstarters I get. Someone made fun of me the other day because I've got a stack of Gemini mailers that I haven't opened yet. Like I have all this mail that I need to. I keep telling myself I'm going to do like a mail call video and like open the books and be like, check out these cool books I got. And then I'm like, the stack just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now like Humanoids is doing this new press reach out thing, and Humanoids keep sending me all these books, and I'm like, oh my God, like. I want this to keep happening, but I gotta find like I gotta find a way to like cover them. I guess that's a good segue into thanks Humanoids for sending me the All Tomorrow Party's Velvet Underground story hardcover that I just got that I do plan on checking out. But I mean they sent me like I finally read the Incal because they sent me like the Incal and some of the Incal spinoffs they did, and it's not just me. Like I wish I was that important, but that their new PR contact reached out to some influential podcasters and bloggers, and they're making it a point to not just send PDFs, but like send the actual books to us both. I think because it guilts us into reading them. You know, like it's just it gives you like a higher
marketing.
priority. Yeah, it is, and we get them too, like before they come out, you know, in hopes of like, you know, getting things covered and stuff. But yeah, it's a cool deal that they're doing. But yeah, so I just even when I don't buy books, I keep getting books, and it's a good problem to have.
That means you're an industry pro. Welcome.
Yeah, that's my buddy. My buddy told me that he was like, you know, it means you finally made it when people like actually start sending you stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I got cool. I guess I made it. But like we talked earlier, just because you make it doesn't mean you get to stop. You always gotta. It's that 1%. It's that baby step. It's again like, you know, not getting too comfy, and you know, which is I like that. And I've said this before.
One of my favorite quotes that I learned over the past year in my training is get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Ooh, I like
because
that.
if your comfort zone is being uncomfortable, then nothing can throw you off your game.
Nice. I need that. I need to get comfy being uncomfy. I'm comfortable making other people uncomfortable. That's what I even when like I've had some people on that like don't know how to even when I'm getting hyped up about something, you know, and some people aren't good at taking compliments, right? And you know, put them on a live stream with me where I'm gushing about your comic, telling the masses like all the things that this comic did and made me feel, and I can just see them like, I don't know what to say. What do I do with my hands? Like, you know, and they're like, thanks, Blake. That was nice.
And then you got me. No, stop. Keep it coming.
Yeah, like, no, what? I can't hear you. Say it again for the people that tuned in late.
Yeah, you got to say it louder. I don't think the people in the back heard you.
But yeah, it's as you guys can hopefully tell, like we're both very, very excited to be working together and for this new relationship. You know, eventually we're going to start getting some new stuff on the channel. You know, I'm going to get back into the habit of ripping audio from these live streams and putting the podcast out regularly for people that don't want to watch but want to listen. So you'll either be able to go back to downloading the podcast or utilizing it on the YouTube channel, whatever means you guys want to do. But, you know, eventually we're going to start having like Metal Ninja roundtables with kind of the state of things, what we're working on, clients, campaigns and stuff coming up that you guys need to check out. So it's going to be an easier way for us to keep in touch with you guys, the fans, you all, the clients, people that are just finding out about both of us. It's going to be really nice. Joel does educational videos sometimes, and he's kind of starting to push the team into thinking about their own kind of like instructional media that they can make for like the blog or maybe potential YouTube videos and stuff. This is all it's not going to start right away because, you know, it's that 1%, it's that baby step. But these are some of the changes that are going to happen. And like I said, these changes are good. You know, a lot of my audience is indie comic professionals. So like this channel is going to start having, you know, stuff that's good for you, how to maybe, you know, promote or your Kickstarter, or like maybe even like how to pitch something, or Joel doing a lettering video, or maybe Christian or somebody doing a design deal, or how to make, even if it's something simple, like how to make better Twitter posts or social media posts that are eye catching and easy, and not, you know, not something, not as hard as you might think it is, right? So like that's going to be some of the stuff that we're adding to the channel. And like I said, and also like Metal Ninja clients, you know, like it's going to be an easy transition, like to get those creators on the show as well, interview them about some of these Kickstarter campaigns that we're doing that are live. And I'm very excited. Not much is going to change, and the stuff that does is just going to make Blake's Buzz better. And I believe that like 110%. And we've already started. We started with the logo, which you can see on screen right now, and I love it. And it's I never thought I would have like a professional designer design a logo for me, right? And it's just that was a cool feeling, especially as like Joel would like send me designs, and I would like give him some feedback, and then he would send me another design, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's listening to me. I was like, all right, let's but yeah, it was just a cool experience, and I'm excited for it.
I was gonna say, I bet you never thought you would try and turn down a professional designer either.
No, right? That's what. And I almost did. I really almost did. Because I do love that old logo, and I was proud of it. But you know,
well, that's one thing that I wanted to make very clear, and I want to make it clear to the audience. The sponsorship is not Metal Ninja Studios taking over.
Yeah.
Just like with what I told Blake with this logo, he says that he was hesitant. He was. And I was actually out on a walk when I called him to talk about this sponsorship, and I brought up doing the logo, and he was hesitant. He said he wasn't feeling it. He was proud of it, as he should be, because it's something that he's not used to doing. He put the effort in, and he created something that he was proud of. So that doesn't stop me from getting inspired. So I come inside, I start working, I come up with a couple concepts, and I send it to him just to see what he thinks. Next thing I know, we're rolling with the logo. So I said, whoa. This is not me forcing anything. If you're not comfortable with it, just say so. That's it. But apparently he liked it, so we decided to roll with it. And the way that things are going to unfold coming up for Blake's Buzz is just like that. We're not going to do anything to take away what's already there. We're not going to ruin or shift anything. Blake's Buzz is still going to be the Blake's Buzz that you know and love. It's going to expand. It's going to offer more. At Metal Ninja Studios, we're all about adding value. As much value as we possibly can add, we will. And that is going to transition right over to Blake's Buzz. We're going to do everything that we possibly can to add value. So with that being said, Blake, I'm going to load all of this on you. If there are educational content that you guys want to see from us, whether it's writing, how to format a script, what type of things you should think about when scripting, what types of things editors look for, what types of things letterers need in a script, or lettering techniques, publishing, production, if there's anything, we are a full service production studio that offers the wide spectrum of comic production. So with that being said, if there's anything that you want to learn, let us know. Email Blake at the email on the screen. He'll let me know, and then we will work together on getting that content to you. Like he said, we're going to start doing roundtables with the Metal Ninja Studios team. And it's just going to be us talking about what we're doing and talking about the industry as a whole and our interactions with the industry, and taking questions, fielding questions, and doing what we can to add as much value as possible and make it as easy as possible for you guys to get that value.
Totally. And yeah, everybody keep that email. Yeah, suggestions, comments, thoughts. Would love to hear them. You know, I've definitely gotten DMs from people, you know, with ideas and stuff too, but you know, not about this not about the sponsorship, but just previously, just about Blake's Buzz, what people like, what they don't, because it really does help us. It helps us to know what you all are into, what kind of content you guys would like to see. Everybody knows I can do a good interview, and I get cool guests, and we have fun talking. But even me, like, it's not that I'm feeling stale, but it's just that even I would like some variety on the channel, just to kind of switch it up every now and then, because my whole life is just comic book reviews and interviews, and so I'm just kind of excited to kind of switch things up, try some new stuff, and to have different kinds of content for you guys to check out. So definitely marketing at metalninjastudios.com. That goes to me. Would love to hear what you guys think, especially like indie comic pros, Kickstarter warriors, and stuff that watch these shows, that watch other creators come on and talk about making comics. Would love to hear what you guys would think are helpful, or what might prompt you to tune in to a show or a pre-recorded video and share it and say, hey, this was helpful. So yeah, let us know what you guys are into. Like, we love that feedback. We love getting to know you guys. We love talking to you. I love it when you guys come in the chat and hang out during these live streams. It means so much. It really does. I've been doing this for 2 years now. The podcast is just over 2 years old, and the YouTube show started not long after that, and it's still so wonderful, like, that you guys tune in every week to, if you can't live or watch it later. And when people hit me up and tell me they really liked an interview I did, and it feels really good, and I'll never ever grow tired of that. And like I said, I'm excited about this new journey. Like I told Joel, and when I was talking to my sister about the new logo and things changing, Blake's Buzz is different than it used to be. Like, I don't write as many reviews anymore. I do a lot of interviews, and I've been doing a lot of PR stuff and working with clients and working with Kickstarter campaigns, and doing social media stuff for people, like with Joel and others. And so I am a different Blake than I was 2 years ago, and life is different than it was 2 years ago, and it's in a good way, in a better way. And so I'm excited for this. I want bigger and better things from the channel, and from me and from Metal Ninja Studios, and Joel and I both love working within the indie community, and love taking ideas from creators and watching them turn into something great, whether it's me getting people hyped for it, or Joel, actually turning ideas into physical entities that are printed and turn into a real book later. We both love this industry. We both love comics, and we both believe in the indie scene and crowdfunding. And there's never been a better time to tell your story than now.
I will do one little bit of correction there, and it's the fact that the majority of the work coming out of Metal Ninja Studios now, I cannot take credit for. It's the wonderful team that we have working on the books, whether it's Christian, Matt, Blake, who is starting to work on things, and then Rob, Bernardo, just the entire team that we have. We have a fantastic crew, and every single one of them are dedicated to putting out the best quality products that we can, to make sure that every single customer or client feels like they're our only client. And that's important to me, because, and the reason why I wanted to make that distinction and specifically call out the team, is because, as weird as it sounds, I would be happy, as much as I love being a letterer and love doing design work, I would honestly be happy if I never lettered another book. Because what that means is Metal Ninja Studios is growing to such a level that my time is spent working on the business, working on setting up partnerships like this, working on meeting new people, bringing in new clients. That way my team can support their families through the work that they're doing for our clients, and our clients can fulfill their dreams of creating books and publishing fantastic books to get their stories out in the world. So fulfilling the dreams of my team while also fulfilling the dreams of my clients. And if I was able to do that, I would be happy if I never lettered another book, because being able to take both sides of those equations and make dreams come true is the most fulfilling thing that I've ever experienced, aside from being a dad.
Nice save.
I don't know if my wife is going to watch this, so I had to throw that in.
Well, that's awesome, and I agree. We have an awesome team. I'm one of the newer people on it. Everybody's been super welcoming and nice to me, and I've seen some of their work both in and outside of Metal Ninja with this, some of the other stuff that they've done in the industry, whether it's lettering or design, and we do good work. Joel has a great eye and to bring people in, and it's not just people that do good work. It's people that Joel knows are going to work well with other people and be and have that good have a good attitude about things and continue to be excited about it and continue to want to grow and better yourself and not stay too comfy and work on that 1% every day. Take that baby step to greatness. He's got a great eye for that. And again, that's one of the reasons why I feel so privileged and lucky and just excited to be a part of this team and to now be have the show sponsored by Metal Ninja. And it's just like, it also means that he can't fire me, or I guess he could fire me, but the likelihood of me getting fired is less and less the more responsibility I get. And now his brand name's on my show. So I feel like I at least bought myself another month, maybe.
Hey, that just means now you have to be careful when you're not working for me.
That's true. Yeah, that's also true. No more saying weird shit online people can find in 12 years and throw in my face. Anyway, that's a different story for a different time. But
and as you know, I couldn't care less.
I know. Yeah, it's luckily so many people have had my back and been very supportive about that. But it was just still, it's just like it was a conversation I didn't want to have with you. Like it's just something where you're like, we all did weird shitty stuff in our 20s, right? And it's just like when you get reminded of it, it's weird. You're like, ugh.
Especially in this industry where cancel culture is very, very prominent. That's specifically why I wanted to reply and respond publicly.
Yeah,
because that is one thing that I have zero patience for. Like, anyone coming after anyone on my team, that is not something that I'm going to put up with. I'm not going to deal with. I support every single one of my team members from the very beginning all the way through, and I don't deal with that cancel culture shit.
Yeah, I'm glad it's starting to chill out. Not just just in general. I feel like everybody's fingers are slightly off the trigger these days, that was another deal too. Like when it got real heavy and when everybody was out for blood from everybody, there were so many of us that didn't have shit to do. We were working from home. We were stuck in the house all the time.
Yep.
And we all turned into drama kings and queens, right? And it was just like, feed me the drama, make me feel alive, something raise my pulse rate, right? And we're finally,
I got nothing better to do.
Yeah, right. Like I could read, I guess. But yeah, no, I'm glad things are starting to change with that, because it's life is too short, and even though there are a lot of terrible people out there, and there are a lot of people that don't deserve the opportunities they get, and some that do deserve to be told to shut up and have the limelight not shown on them continuously. There's always, I was raised Catholic, right? And there's that old story where, he's like, everybody got mad at Jesus for hanging out with Mary Maggs, right? And like, because she was a prostitute, and he told the guys like, well, okay, so which one of you out there never did anything wrong? Here's a rock, you get to throw it. And everybody realized like, oh, you caught me. And so there's just, we can all do better, and we can definitely all comb through our past and wish we said or did things differently. But I think actions speak louder than words. And I definitely know from my standpoint, the last couple of years, like I have worked very, very hard to lift up voices in the indie community and use my platform for good. I'm not a hot taker. I'm not the biggest shit talker. You know, and I'm out here. I talk about comic books I get excited about. If I don't like something, I just don't talk about it. I've said this in numerous interviews, and I know you've all heard it, but every comic is someone's baby, and I'm not trying to shit on someone's baby. No one wants you to shit on their baby. You know, not every book is great, and art is subjective anyway. So we're all going to like and dislike different things, you know, but like, that's just not, you know, I don't want to get popular off negativity and hot takes. I want to get popular off being excited about what's going on in this industry and about new voices and new books and things that I think the audience should read. And I feel like Joel and Metal Ninja Studios replicates that too, right? It's just like, well, Joel doesn't even really get on social media anyway, so it's not like he's blasting hot take after hot take over on Facebook or something anyway. But you know, it's we all want to, we strive for positivity, for betterment for ourselves and those around us and the people we work with. And so all those vibes that you all think sound good, that's just going to be more of what you're going to get from Blake's Buzz. And that's what we're excited about this relationship for. And we can keep beating the dead horse, but for the last hour and 20 minutes, that's kind of sums
one thing that you'll learn about me very quickly is my favorite cartoon of all time is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, nice.
And my favorite quote from that series, which is technically from the sequel series, but that's besides the point. My favorite quote is, if you look for the light, chances are you'll find it. But if you look for the darkness, that's all you'll ever see.
Yeah.
And I don't look for the darkness. Like, no matter what, we're always looking for the light. We're always looking for the good in the world, always expecting the best and planning for it. And it's been working. So that's what we're going to keep doing. A lot of positivity, a lot of building up people in the industry, and a lot of growth for everyone. A rising tide will raise every ship, and we are going to keep that tide rising.
Yeah, we're cruising the oceans of the indie comics realm, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, none of us are going to go anywhere. So you're either going to learn to deal with us and like it, or you can log off. I don't know. You know, it's but we're doing cool things both at the studio and Blake's Buzz, and I think you're all going to be stoked for it. And like I said, it's some things are going to change, but what's going to change is not that massive, not that crazy, and
it's going to look cool.
It's going to look cool. It is going to look. It's going to look really cool. You know what? I'm going to play it again. I'm going to play it again.
All right, that does look pretty cool.
It looks so cool. It looks so cool. When Joel sent that to me, I was like, oh my, I sent it to like so many people, and they were like, first of all, everybody was like, oh my God, did you make that? And I still wanted to be like, yeah, but I did. You know, I was like, I'll get caught in that lie real quick. I was like, no, I was like, Joel did, like, he did the logo in this video. And oh my God. And everybody was like, okay, like, that's rad. That's cool. And
no,
so, yeah.
See, all you got to say is, no, my company did.
Oh yeah, I guess I could say that.
Boom.
Like, we did it at work.
Yeah, because that's the best part about this is you now have direct line to a professional production studio. So yay.
You know, and it's a big yay, and it's something I'm very, very excited about. Well, Joel, I know you've got things to do, and I've kept you for almost an hour and a half. It was so fun talking to you. I know the last time we did this, we only had a few minutes before you went out and started your crazy challenge. So it was cool to dive in and talk more. And as we mentioned, we'll be back towards the end of the month with another talk similar to this, talking about the new Kickstarter campaign that we got coming up that Joel's doing for the next Dust County Chronicles, which is the finale, right? This is the last one.
Yes.
All right.
It's the finale for this story arc.
Okay. So guys, go check this metalninjastudios.com Kickstarter. That will forward you to the sign up page. Get signed up for the campaign. You don't want to miss it. All right. There's day ones on Kickstarters are so important for people these days. Like it's a, you know, it's how you get your project you love badge, which helps so much. And it's like these big, strong starts to the campaigns are a bigger deal now, especially when you get that lull in the middle and then it picks up a little bit at the end. So like, please sign up for notifications. We'd love to have you there day one at launch if possible. We'll be back to talk more about it as things progress and we get ready to launch the campaign. And we're so excited for those of you who want to come along for the way. And go to metalninjastudios.com and learn about what we do. If you're a creator and you've got an idea and you're kind of stuck on it, not sure where to go, as we mentioned, we do free consultations. So you can sign up for a consultation. Joel will talk you through things. You know, we have custom prices and stuff based on client needs and demands and so many little deals Joel takes into account when we talk about pricing stuff. That's why we do these free consultations, because we work for the client. It's not just a general, you pay X amount for this. Like everything is very like custom tiered to the creator and what they need and what they require. So if you're at a standstill or don't know where to go with your project and you know, you're thinking you need some help, guess what? Creating is hard. We can help. And that's I started saying that when I started here, and it wasn't until Joel did an interview and said like, my new social media guy said this. And I was like, I like fucking went and showed my parents. I was like, look what my boss said. No.
See, that's when I knew you had a job. Like, you came up with that and I said, all right, he can stay.
They haven't done shit since. No.
I had to sponsor your podcast just
Yeah,
to
I know.
to start working again. Like, come on.
But no, yeah. So check out the website. There's also a great, you can see all the crowdfunding work we've done with other clients or upcoming campaigns for other clients. David Byrne's about to do Canceled again. That's coming soon. You can get signed up for pre-launch. All that's on the website. It's a cool website. Our cool little ninja guys up there. There's some merch. You can even buy previous issues of Dust County Chronicles. If you don't want to wait for add-ons for the Kickstarter campaign, you can go check out the store. Joel's wearing a hat that is available. That got the new Metal Ninja button that is fairly recent, like a couple months old, maybe, that Joel made. And so yeah, it's we're just excited. We're excited for fans, for clients, for potential clients, and just people that love indie comics.
Speaking of clients, I would feel bad if we didn't mention Murder Hobo, which is live on Kickstarter right now. Be sure to go check out Murder Hobo, which is lettered by me. It's by Joseph Smokey. It's an incredibly fun book. Go check it out.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you guys read the original, but it is not for the weak of heart and absolutely wild and raunchy and great comic book fun.
Not for kids. No.
Definitely not.
As far away from kids as possible, but such a fun book.
Yeah, I remember reading that for the first time, the Scout release, and I was like, what? It's crazy. Yeah, fantasy comics like you've never seen fantasy comics. But yeah, that's live right now. Good call, Joel. And yeah, so check out those campaigns. Links to all of them on the website. Like I said, we put that email up, marketing@metalninjastudios.com. Questions, comments, suggestions. We would love to hear them. We'd love to hear what you guys think. I just, as always, I appreciate all of you. Joel, I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. You got anything else to say that we should add, or should I play the music?
No, I think that's pretty much everything. Blake, thanks for having me on. For the audience, thanks for putting up with me. And I'm really looking forward to everything coming from Metal Ninja Studios, which sponsors Blake Buzz.
I have a sponsor. I'm not ever going to get tired of saying it. I'm so excited. A couple of my friends today, they were like, because we did the Substack announcement and stuff today, and I got several messages being like, dude, that's such a big deal, man. You're doing it. You're making all the right steps. And I was just like, some things you don't realize till other people say it, and it's, and I was like, man, I have come a ways since when it all started and all that, and anyways, it's a good I've definitely tried to do something new every day, and that 1% baby step mentality, like, I've definitely taken to heart, and it's changed my life. It's changed my platform. It's changed Blake's Buzz for the better. And so, like, all that stuff Joel said, like listen to him because he's right, and it changes you for the better. That's all I got. We'll be back tomorrow with Stephen Prince for Monster Matador Once Upon Some Monsters in Mexico. We're going to talk to him tomorrow. In the meantime, always remember, love more, hate less, read comics, check out the website, check out those Kickstarters, follow us on the socials, Blake's Buzz everywhere, Metal Ninja Studios everywhere. We're all on Threads and Blue Sky now, so you can find us on all those other places other than that main dumpster fire that we all still know and love. And like a really weird ex-girlfriend or boyfriend, we just can't break up with them yet. We got to stay in that weird toxic relationship till something weird happens. But it's I'm talking about Twitter. Duh. Anyway, we're all still there.
It's X now.
Oh, it is like an X then, really? No, huh.
It's quite literally, you can't leave your ex.
All right. Well, everybody, I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please come back for future shows. Check out Metal Ninja. Check out me. Check out us both. We got cool stuff coming, and we're doing it for you guys because we love you. We love indie comics.
Now you got to play it as the outro.
All right. One more. All right. Hold on. I got it. All right. Here we go. You guys ready? One more time. It's so beautiful.